Today it all looks calm. There's a brisk breeze from the southwest with occasional strong gusts, but the sea itself is relatively flat. But it isn't always like this. Storms can blow up suddenly, and when combined with a heavy sea and spring tides like here, it can cause considerable damage. These were the scenes at North Berwick just last month, taken by the local rowing club. One of their boats was almost destroyed, along with many other vessels and parts of the harbour itself.
Well, yes, indeed. North Berwick is one of the 28 sites that will be, covered by this. So it's important that we do provide that additional information to take account of where we have high tides combining with storm surge. It wasn't a huge storm surge that affected us in the most recent flood, but it was substantial enough when combined with a high tide and strong winds from the southeasterly direction to do damage to a number of our harbours. And obviously North Berwick did sustain quite significant damage to one of the breakwaters, so that's important to protect the town.
Meteorologists warn that we could be in for more disruptive weather and more damaging storms in the future.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've seen some tremendous storms over the last several years or so which have had a big impact in the northeast and also eastern parts of Scotland, and with the looking at climate change in the future, we're predicting more frequent storms at times and potentially some stronger storms which will cause even more problems. So a service like this where we can get a message out very quickly is a good thing at least.
It's all about giving people advance warning. So across parts of the Firths of Forth and the Firths of Tay, there are 28 new flood warning areas as part of this new coastal flood warning scheme. People can sign up to get Floodline messages direct to their phone, by text, by voice, to their landline, to their mobile, which will give them up to 3 hours worth of notice of predicted flooding in the areas that they either live in or they work in or even travel through.
You already see this devastating impacts that the storms that we're having today are having on our local communities. If we just add a little bit more oomph into those storms, we're looking at bigger storm surges at times. Coastal flooding will probably become a bigger issue. Of course, we've got the sea levels rising as well. That added on to these bigger storms, and we could potentially be looking at more damaging storms in the future. So anything that helps people prepare more for that, give them more lead warning time, the better.
We all have to adapt to a changing climate. Organisations, governments are doing their bit to help us all adapt. Individually, we have to take actions as well, whether that's signing up to a warning service, thinking about the routes that we use, making sure that our homes, if they are in flood risk areas, have good insurance, that they have good flood protection built in, and that's up to the individual householder to do. Let's not pretend it's all somebody else's problem. It's not. We are part of the solution individually.
Signing up to the Floodline service is free, but it could save homeowners along the coast from considerable expense and heartache.